Dr. Aaron Blake had everything: a brilliant surgical career, a beautiful wife, and a home filled with love. But Aaron had a secret obsession. He collected antiques. He loved objects with a past, things that carried the weight of history. On a medical mission to West Africa, he found a chair that chose him. He thought it was a masterpiece. He didn't know it was a predator. After a tragic accident left him alone in a silent house, the chair offered him a way to see his family again. It gave him beautiful dreams, but every dream came with a price paid in blood. If you have an old piece of furniture in your house that seems to move when you aren't looking, listen closely. This is "The Chair Was Drinking Me." The Nightmare of Dr. Aaron Blake. Dr. Aaron Blake was a man of science, a top-tier surgeon in Seattle who dealt in cold, hard facts. But everyone has a weakness. Aaron's was antiques. His museum room was filled with watches, blades, and relics from across the globe. After a successful surgery in West Africa, a local colleague took him to a hidden market. It wasn't for tourists. It smelled of iron, old incense, and something sour. There, in a shop owned by a woman with eyes like glass, he found the chair. It was carved from wood so dark it looked like a shadow given form. The grain wasn't just wood. It looked like a network of raised vents. "The chair has chosen you. It is a gift. Just pay the shipping," the shopkeeper whispered. Aaron should have known nothing in that market is ever truly a gift. 10 days after the chair arrived at his estate, Aaron's life shattered. A freak car accident on a sunny afternoon took his parents and his wife, Sarah. Aaron was the only survivor. Grief is a desert. For weeks, Aaron wandered his empty house until he found himself back in the museum room. He sat in the chair, and for the first time since the crash, he slept. He didn't just dream, he lived. He was back in the SUV. The sun was shining, and Sarah was laughing. It was perfect. But every morning, he woke up weaker. He lost 60 pounds in a month. His skin turned the color of ash. He thought it was the grief eating him alive. He was wrong. One night, the dream turned. The beautiful faces of his parents began to flicker like dying light bulbs. "Wake up, Aaron!" His mother's voice rasped, but it wasn't coming from the dream. It was coming from the room. Aaron forced his eyes open. The museum room was freezing. He tried to stand, but his right arm was pinned. He looked down and choked back a scream. Thick black tendrils had grown out of the wooden armrests. They had pierced his skin, snaking into his veins like ivy lines. He could see his own blood pulsing through the translucent wood. The chair wasn't a seat. It was a parasite. And in a corner of the room, a shadow 10 feet tall stood waiting, its jaw unhinged, waiting for him to wither away entirely. "Fight it!" Sarah's voice echoed in his mind. "You have never quit on a patient. Don't quit on yourself." With the last of his strength, Aaron reached for a tray of surgical tools on a nearby table. He grabbed a vial of a lethal toxin he had been studying. He knew the chair was drinking his life force. If it wanted his blood, it was going to get a poison it couldn't digest. He swallowed the liquid. As the fire burned down his throat and his heart began to seize, he felt the tendrils on his arm spasm. They shriveled, turning to brittle ash. The shadow in the corner let out the silent, vibrating shriek and dissolved into the floor. Aaron collapsed into the darkness. He woke up in his own hospital 3 days later. His friend Dr. David told him a mysterious caller had reported a medical emergency at his house. The museum room had caught fire. The chair was nothing but a pile of charcoal. Aaron doesn't collect antiques anymore. He doesn't need to. He realized that his family isn't a piece of wood or a dream. They are in the way the morning lights hits his coffee and the quiet strength he feels when he walks into to save a life. He chose to live, and that was the only gift they ever really wanted for him. They say that objects can hold on to a hunger. That wood grown in the certain forests doesn't want to be furniture. It wants to be a cage. Dr. Blake learned that the hard way. He survived by making the ultimate sacrifice and has spent every day since then making sure that second chance counts. Have you ever bought something secondhand that made the room feel different? Or had a dream that felt so real it started to drain the life out of you? Tell me your stories in the comments. I'm hurting the ones that prove some gifts are better left in the shop. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more true to life horror. Stay safe, stay awake, and watch what you bring into your home.